Well, hi everyone again as we join together during this special time of the year which is called Holy Week. And do you remember Palm Sunday, which we did this last Sunday? And also we thought about Jesus washing his disciples' feet before he shared the Last Supper. Well, that's what we're going to look at today, and it helps us to think about what the communion actually means. And here's some bread and also a cup for wine as well. And what I'm going to share with you is a story that we have in the Bible that tells us about Jesus sharing a special meal with his friends so that they could remember all that he does. The Last Supper. Judas, one of Jesus' friends, had a bad idea. He knew that the leaders were angry with Jesus. He knew they wanted to catch Jesus. Now Judas wanted money more than anything. So he told the leaders that he would show them where Jesus was if they would pay him some money. They paid him 30 pieces of silver. Well, here's a picture of Judas, and he used to look after the money for Jesus and his disciples. But also there's a picture of when he went to the religious leaders because they wanted to try and get Jesus, and they're getting 30 pieces of silver to pay him. Okay, so one night Jesus and his friends were eating supper together. They're all round a table, a big table that all 12 of the disciples could be with Jesus, and they were eating supper together. One of you is planning to do something bad to me, Jesus said. Who is it? Asked John. Jesus said, it is the one I give the bread to. Right, so he handed the bread over, and he gave a piece of bread to Judas. Go on, Jesus told him. Do what you're planning to do. So Judas got up and he left. Only Judas and Jesus knew what Judas' bad idea was. Well, there's a picture of Jesus getting ready with the Last Supper, the bread and the wine, and then he hands over a piece of bread to Judas and tells him to go and get ready to get the religious leaders to come and get him. But none of the other disciples knew about that. But then Jesus shares the supper with them. Then Jesus gave thanks and he broke some bread. He shared it with his friends. Then he took a cup of wine and he gave thanks. He shared it with his friends too. Whenever you eat the bread and drink the wine, remember me, he said. And there's Jesus holding up the bread and the cup of wine so that they'd remember what he's done. Then Jesus said, I will not be with you much longer. I have to leave. But do not worry. Do not be afraid. I will come back because you are my friends. Love each other as I have loved you. So that's a really special time that Jesus shared with his disciples, like whenever we share a meal with one another, and we can have some happy memories. But here they had some very serious memories because they're going to remember about Jesus dying on the cross, which they didn't know about at that point, but they would remember it through the bread later, and also drink the wine, which remind them about that as well. So some questions for you to think about. How did Judas hurt Jesus? It said he betrayed him. Well, what does that mean? And how did Jesus respond to that? Why did Jesus break bread and share wine after the supper? And what do we need to remember and do till Jesus comes back again to be with us? Well, have a think about that with your parents or your teachers, and hopefully that will help you to remember things when you share the communion as well. But you may want to pray the Lord's Prayer as well, which Jesus taught us. But may God bless you and look after you. Take care. Bye.